Welcome back to Philosophy Unpacked. Today we're diving into a really provocative section from Nietzsche's Zarathustra, this time on the topic of chastity.
That's a fascinating subject. I think most people see chastity as a clear-cut virtue, but I have a feeling Nietzsche's perspective is going to be far more complex than that.
You are absolutely right. He begins by stating his preference for the forest over cities, because he feels cities are just brimming with what he calls the lustful.
So he's not just talking about desire, but something more corrupting? He uses some very strong language, saying there's filth at the bottom of their souls.
Exactly. He sees this kind of lust as a base, unthinking drive, where nothing seems better on earth than to lie with a woman. It's a reduction of human potential.
He then makes a really interesting comparison to animals, wishing people could be perfect like them. What does he mean by the innocence of animals?
He's not telling us to kill our natural instincts. Instead, he advises us to find an innocence in our instincts, meaning to act on them without the guilt, shame, or filth that humans attach.
So it's about having a clean, straightforward relationship with our own nature, rather than suppressing or corrupting it. This must be where his strange view on chastity comes in.
It is. He says that for some people, chastity is a genuine virtue, but for many others, trying to be chaste when it's not in your nature is almost a vice.
How can a supposed virtue become a vice? That seems like a complete contradiction. What happens to these people who are forcing it?
Nietzsche describes a doggish lust that looks enviously out of everything they do. It's a suppressed desire that has turned bitter, resentful, and ugly.
So, because they're denying their physical instincts, this repressed energy follows them around and poisons their other actions, even their supposed virtues?
Yes, precisely. He says this creature of repressed lust follows them even into the heights of their virtue and into their cold spirit, causing internal discord. Think of someone who, denied a physical relationship, develops an intensely possessive, controlling, and manipulative spiritual or intellectual connection with another person. It's just lust in a different, non-physical disguise.
Ah, that makes perfect sense. It's the same possessive drive, just channeled into a supposedly higher plane. It's still rooted in that same unhealthy source.
He takes this idea of disguised lust even further, suggesting that our love for tragedies and watching people suffer might be another one of its masks.
That's a disturbing thought. He's questioning our very sense of empathy, suggesting that when we look at sufferers, it might just be our own lust disguised as fellow suffering?
It's a very cynical take, but he is suspicious of our motives. He sees a cruel look in the eyes of those who seem to enjoy watching drama unfold, as if it's a form of stimulation.
Yes, that's a powerful metaphor. The harder you try to violently expel a part of yourself, the more you risk becoming consumed by it in a much uglier and more debased form.
So for someone whom chastity is genuinely difficult, his advice is to actually avoid it, because the struggle itself could lead them down a dark path.
Exactly. He warns that for these people, the forced attempt at chastity can become the road to hell, leading to a deep-seated filth and lust of soul.
It seems he's not afraid to talk about these filthy things. He seems to think it's necessary to confront them directly, rather than pretend they don't exist.
He absolutely is. For Nietzsche, the real problem isn't a truth that is filthy or uncomfortable. The real problem is a truth that is shallow and lacks depth.
So it's better to dive into the murky waters of human nature than to paddle in the shallow, clean, but ultimately empty end of the pool. It's about authenticity.
Perfectly put. And to complete the picture, he contrasts all of this with a final group of people, those who are chaste from their very nature.
They do. They're so at ease with themselves that they even laugh at the idea of chastity, asking, what is chastity? Is it not folly?
Why do they call it a folly? And what does he mean when he says, the folly came unto us and not we unto it?
For them, chastity isn't a struggle, a moral choice, or a hard-won victory. It's just their natural disposition. It's like a guest who showed up at their door one day and decided to stay.
So it's not something they achieved, but rather a state of being they simply inhabit. There's no fight, so there's no bitterness or doggish lust to worry about.
That's the key. Their innocence is genuine and effortless. They don't have to suppress anything because the desire isn't a powerful, conflicting force within them to begin with.
So, in the end, Nietzsche's advice on chastity is deeply personal. It's about understanding your own nature and finding a path that leads to health, not resentment and self-deception.